Scott.
We're live.
Hi,
Here
everybody.
we are. We're live.
Inflatable doll, huh, Tim?
Yeah, that's a worry.
What's her
isn't it?
name?
Dolly.
Why are you up so early, sir? That's crazy.
Because he's a dedicated APG community member.
Yeah. Okay.
Marvelous.
Jeff.
Thank you, Tim.
Jeff doesn't sound convinced.
I'm not convinced. Must be
Jeff
some
didn't
other
get
reason.
enough of you at Oshkosh? Wow.
I know. It's a shame. We really didn't get to spend any time together other than the recording of the show.
Well, he was probably too busy with his doll.
Oh, well. I would have liked to have talked a little bit more with your
With the
friend
doll?
Susan. No, not your doll.
Oh. Does he travel with his dog?
Look at this. This boom mic still has like Oshkosh dust on it. I mean,
Yeah.
dust everywhere. I've never seen. Would you not agree, Tanya? Hello, Tanya and Tim. The dust over everything.
There's Christos in Wisconsin.
Still waiting for my Greek food.
Yeah, could you deliver
I'm
over
gonna
here
ask-
to Ontario?
Was it actually Oshkosh dust, or was it Canadian dust that had blown over the border?
No. No.
You sure?
It
Well-
was Oshkosh dust.
Well, I'm not sure.
I'll cop to the smoke, not the dust.
Well, yeah, everyone says that, but when the smoke ash comes down, it covers everything.
No, apparently it was a dust bowl there because they hadn't had
okay.
rain.
Yeah, Tanya's talking about it. Still on her shoes. Ugh, I know. It's
I
over
prefer
everything.
people with diamonds on the soles of their shoes.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of song reference?
Yes,
Yep.
Paul Simon.
Oh, yeah. One of my favourite songs he
Yeah,
did.
I loved Paul Simon.
In fact, that whole album is just fantastic.
Who's now deaf, I think. He's either blind or deaf.
Huh? Paul Simon?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, golly.
Wow. Ugh,
No, I'm
okay.
supposed to be in Spain for the eclipse, and that's on fire. Well, so's France as well. Luckily, only bits of the United Kingdom are on fire. But France, they've got a national
when-
disaster.
When is the eclipse? And like right now, you're supposed to be over there, Tanya?
The full moon this morning was beautiful here. Just lovely.
Lovely.
I was out with my dog.
I did not see it. I was sleeping, most likely.
You should get lovely sunrises and sunsets when there is a bit of smoke around, don't you?
It sort of makes them red, and I don't find it attractive. But
Well, you just need a little. You don't need...
I lied. Paul Simon is not totally deaf. He still retains 6% of his hearing.
Oh, God.
That's not a lot.
And that's not a lot.
No, tough for it. Mind you, only Beethoven, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Deaf
Yeah.
at the end. New York City!
Yep.
Very well.
It's amazing.
Considering.
Yes, we didn't give Radio Roger a lot of notice, so no intro yet.
Yeah, we're just going to. Thank you, Radio Roger.
John Wayne it.
Gonna add it in post.
Yeah, here we go. And I'm hoping to release the Oshkosh episode today. I'm having issues with the air show noise, background noise.
Funny
No.
thing.
Oh my God, it's like
Perhaps you
a
should
nightmare.
Perhaps you should
It
have
would-
gone to an air show.
Planes at
I know.
Oshkosh?
Well, I was saying to Liz, I said next year we're just going to have to find some place to do it in the morning because
7:30 a.m.
I don't know if that
We've
not
prov-
that early.
We've
but
proven it's possible.
Worked for me.
there's still airplanes flying around, or like at 6. I think it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. that
Yeah,
I
but
first heard-
not supersonic
No,
jets.
not the
Little
F-22.
putt-putts and
yeah.
stuff.
Although some of those damn things are noisy.
We have a neighbor here who we're waiting to. Who's going to fire up his tractor? We think.
Yay.
Yay, Tom.
Okay, let me get Captain Nick's. Okay. And put that right here.
And
Okay.
it hasn't been messed with.
I hope not.
And you do know I'm not in Toronto, Ontario.
And yeah, I'll try to remember that because you're right next to me.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready whenever you are. So we're not going to do the countdown and stuff.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Nope.
That's fine. Good with me.
My food plate is away. I'm ready to go.
And everybody will get around to coffee fun next week. We're just not doing it today or last week.
Nope.
So if you want to make some contributions, we will acknowledge them. But not today.
All right. If you're watching the video after the fact, Liz and I are together here in her rented cottage on Owen Sound, Georgian Bay, Lake Huron, Ontario, Western Ontario, Canada. I think I got all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and got here on Monday and having a great time.
Yeah.
It must be lovely to be in somewhere so beautiful and quiet and gentle.
It is nice. Except
It
for the
is.
tractor. Sort of breaks the
Okay.
silence.
Somewhere horrible and noisy
Although
and
Tom,
full of traffic.
Tom, the
and
neighbor here, is a lovely guy. Has been very helpful to me. So, anyway, I'm ready whenever you are,
Okay.
Chief.
All right, 99.
Okay.
Dear. Let me get ready for that first thing. Okay, I'll just let that whole thing, we'll just let their Fox local, whatever this is.
I've got a local
Seattle,
fox.
I think.
He comes
Fox
to my
13?
garden most nights.
Yeah.
You have a local Fox? Yeah.
Yeah.
13? Seattle?
There's only
No?
one of him. No, there are two of them, actually. They sometimes come as a pair.
How are we sounding, Tanya and Tim and iHall? Oh, iHall's there.
I
and
have boxes.
Errant Traveler.
Yay.
Mr. Captain Boxes, I should say.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Christos. Yeah.
yeah. Were you affected at all in any way, Christos, or by the tornado, their tornadic activity? That was horrible. Audio's good here in Tallahassee. Hello, Ken Hayes. Thank you,
Sounds good,
Tanya.
says Tanya.
Okay. Let me check the Reaper to make sure we're actually recording 2 tracks.
And iHall Boxes approves of this timing.
Does he?
He does. Jeff isn't particularly a morning person.
No.
I, on the other hand, love it.
I can turn it on whenever. I just need to
Yeah, me
rub
too.
the magic lamp. and
Although staying up
off I
late
go.
doesn't work for me.
Rub the what?
The magic lamp.
The magic lamp. I've never heard
The magic something.
called that
Yeah.
before, but okay.
Everybody has their little pet names.
Are you looking for the genie?
That's the one, yeah.
Okay.
Just wait
Does,
for the
G-
genie
does
to
Jilly
pop
know
out.
about Jeannie?
All right.
You ready?
I think so. Are we recording here and we're recording there?
Hi, Poppy.
And
Do you want to be on camera?
oh, let's put Poppy on camera. Oh, here we go. There's Poppy. Smelling the microphone. What's this thing? What's this furry thing?
Yeah.
What's this furry thing on this guy's
Yeah,
lip?
Poppy loves Jeff.
Oh. Yes, very good.
Okay.
I believe you've been anointed with dog spit.
I have. I'll be passing through Appleton. Yeah. Yeah, Appleton's, I guess, where it got really,
Yeah,
Bad.
at the epicenter.
yeah. Okay. I think we should probably just start doing
Let's
a
do it.
recording. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Let's go.
Ready?
Yep.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in
New York City!
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me this morning from his Garden View studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dog photographer, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Atlantic Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Hello, Jeff. I hope my voice has gone to the right destination. You're way up north. And welcome to APG 717. What a fantastic number. Now, it reminds me of when I was in the Delta Dinosaur Park, and I was lucky enough to meet the head keeper of the 717, Keeper Jeff. Now, Keeper Jeff is with us today. Isn't that fantastic? Now, Jeff, what did you call this fearsome beast of a dinosaur?
Well, you'd think it'd be considered or called a pterodactyl, but actually we called it a sad puppy, or a
Angry puppy?
angry puppy. Yeah, angry puppy.
Oh, okay. So, angry. I'm surprised it survived the dinosaur period, but there you go. I gather you actually gave ordinary people rides on the angry puppy. Weren't they terrified?
Sometimes. Depends on who was at the controls.
And where did you take this ancient beast?
I took it many, many exotic locations like Jackson, Mississippi, and Shreveport, Louisiana, and
Toronto,
Ontario, yeah, and all the big places like Washington D.C. and New York.
International.
Did I ever take it anywhere international? Yeah, Toronto is international. Yeah. Yeah.
Marvelous. Now, I understand it's actually now an endangered species. Can we still see it in the wild?
You can. Delta Airlines is still flying this ancient beast, and I believe Hawaiian is still flying a few of them. I think they've talked about getting rid of them and upgrading and updating their fleet with something different, but they are still proprietors using the 717. And I think at one point there was some European carriers using them as well, but I'm not sure about that anymore. But I bet you know.
No, I certainly don't. Now, I believe that you are actually starting a charity to save this awesome historic creature. How can we help?
Send money to Jeff
Send money
Nielsen
to
at
the Airline Pilot Guy Show. The
Right.
coffee fund.
Bitcoin.
I'm certain everyone listening will then reach into their pockets and fire up their accounts and join Patreon, or just send a nice lump sum through PayPal. Won't
A
that be
portion of your
marvelous?
contribution will be funneled to the Save the 717 fund.
A small
Absolutely,
portion.
Yes,
Very small
marvelous.
portion.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Keeper Jeff.
Well, you're welcome. And you know what? By the way, I had no idea that he was going to interview me like that. I mean, that was all a surprise. Did you know?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, she knew, but nobody told Jeff. Nobody told Keeper Jeff.
I wanted to be spontaneous.
Okay,
and you did
well.
just fine.
Okay. Very good. Throw money. Yes, Tanya, you're right, in our live audience. Okay.
Introducing me?
Oh, yeah, let's introduce you. Thank you. My producer, which you can't hear. Oh, actually, you can, because she's like sitting right next to me. So, and from
The
Owen
Georgia
Sound.
30K?
in Western Ontario on the Georgian Bay, Lake Huron, is a retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer. It's Liz Piper.
Hi, everybody. And I've got a puppy here, but she's not angry.
Nope.
How
Nope.
can you tell?
Well, she's good. But she wants to get down, although I'm sure she will get up again later. But here you go.
All right, that sounds like Jeff.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go.
I was with Poppy there. It was a little leaning
Ah,
back.
yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So Liz and I, well, so after Oshkosh, well, I guess we can talk about this and getting to know
Yeah.
us, couldn't we? Okay.
Let's do
Never
some
mind.
news.
Forget it. Let's just do some news then.
Stand by for news.
Yes, thank you, Paul Harvey. Rest in peace. So our news segment starts with this first item involving a Kenmore Air.
No,
Oh,
I believe.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. I was thinking that we had the video to start off with, but no, we're going to start with this one first. Okay, our news segment starts with this from theguardian.com or co. Project Sunrise, Qantas tests new ultra-long-range Airbus in 17,000-kilometer direct flight from Toulouse to Melbourne.
And it's now returned to Toulouse on a much longer flight.
Has it? Okay.
Yes. Which
Well,
we-
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Qantas's new ultra-long-distance aircraft has landed on Australian soil for the first time on Friday after a 19-hour test flight from France. It's an Airbus A350-1000 ULR designed for Qantas to complete some of the longest commercial flights in the world, set off on a non-stop journey from Airbus's manufacturing facility in Toulouse, France on Thursday, destined for Melbourne. The planes have been designed to fly up to 22 hours non-stop for the company's Sydney to London direct route, expected to start in October 2027. Let's see, the test flight, oh, this is the caption for this picture, I think. The test flight has attracted attention from transport enthusiasts with more than 67,000 people following its almost 17,000-kilometer path on Flight Radar 24 on Friday morning. The most watched flight globally on Friday. The air traffic website indicates the flight departed Toulouse at 7:33 a.m. on Thursday, local time. It landed in Melbourne just over 19 hours later, 10:46 local time in Australia. In a statement, Qantas said that 4 Airbus flight test pilots and 5 flight test engineers were operating the model's test. They and the aircraft will stay in Melbourne over the weekend, then depart for Toulouse on Monday with 2 Qantas pilots joining them on board. And that just happened, you said.
Well, yes, we have the story down.
Okay,
below.
well, let me scroll down to that then. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Again, also from The Guardian. The A350 landed in Toulouse 24 hours and 24 minutes after leaving Melbourne.
Okay. I got to say, that's too long a flight. I mean, it's an amazing achievement, but a 24-hour and a half long flight? I don't know. I have my doubts.
Well,
Let's ask our
if you
ultra-long
go and-
haul guy.
If
Yeah,
you stop
let's ask
somewhere
him.
and refuel, it's going to be even longer. So you have to think to yourself, do I really want to make it more than 24 hours by taking an aircraft that doesn't go direct, a non-stop? Because then, unless you want to take a couple of days break to recover from the first half of the journey, it's still going to be a very long flight. I'm sorry, it's a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could take a boat, and then you could like,
That would
walk
be more
around.
pleasant. In fact, I think the last time my old man returned from the United Kingdom to Australia, he did it on a cruise liner.
Yeah.
Smart.
Very sensible.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an amazing achievement that they were able to fly that long. Supposedly, the plane was loaded with enough ballast to emulate a fully loaded passenger load. So, it wasn't like there was a super light plane or anything, but I just think it's just too much.
There've been plenty of aircraft that have made this journey in the past, and every attempt has sort of petered out after eventually because there wasn't an aircraft that really could do it efficiently enough. But perhaps we now have that in the 350, and I actually think they'll probably get a fair load of passengers on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people like you, Liz, will want to stop off and take a break rather than trying to
Dubai
sit
or
in the
something.
tube for all that whole length of time. But I noticed their return route was sort of eastabout. So instead of coming
Yeah.
the opposite of where they came, they turned and headed east and went right across the Pacific up over Canada.
Yep.
And then what we would normally fly on a sort of West Coast LA to London flight or LA to Europe flight, up over Greenland and then curving down into Europe. So
Nick, would they be getting the prevailing winds behind them going east ways that way?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Why they would have done it, yes, because we know there are two semi-permanent jet streams that circle the Earth that were both about 15 degrees north of the equator, about 15 degrees south of the equator, and they always go west to east. So the big problem with trying to come home on the same route that they flew out would be they would be facing those strong headwinds all the way home, and even though it would be a shorter journey in miles, they would have been made an even longer flight. But going this direction, they were able to take advantage of either still winds or tailwinds, so that would have helped a lot.
Well, amazing achievement. I got to give it to them.
So,
Oh, absolutely.
So essentially, they're doing a round the world kind of a flight here,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
I have a dumb question, I think, and perhaps you have a dumb answer.
You've come to the right man.
The southern hemisphere, the jet stream in the southern hemisphere. I have not done a heck of a lot of flying in south of the equator. Does the jet stream still flow from west to east, or does
Yeah.
it go the opposite? Okay, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's due to the rotation of the Earth. So
Okay.
in the southern hemisphere, the Earth still rotates the same direction. It's
Okay.
not like we've got a hinge in the middle.
Oh, okay. I told you it was a dumb question, and an equally dumb answer. Thank you.
No, yes, I pride myself.
He said it with
on those.
confidence, so it must be true.
Yes, that's right. That's the important thing in podcasting. Just say it like you mean it, and you know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yes.
All right, now we can talk about that video.
Oh, can I
Joe.
just mention?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They could load it. They can load in this aircraft about 150
43, I think.
tons of fuel.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think you're talking about
Yeah, no, I was. Sorry.
thousands of liters, but
You're jumping the gun, Liz.
yeah, about 150 tons of fuel, which is a pretty impressive amount until you realise that the Airbus A340-600 I flew could load more. I just thought I'd mention
Oh, wow.
I knew we'd
But of
have
course,
to
it
get
does kind of emphasise the advances in technology since the A340-600 was flying and this aircraft, because we couldn't have done that journey at all. Even though we carry slightly more fuel, burning 4 engines and the weight of the aircraft and the fuel consumption would have been too great. The technology and the Airbus aircraft, the lightness of its airframe, the fantastic engines they have on board that produce such amazing amounts of thrust for such little fuel are really a testament to the marvelous advances that have been made in our industry.
Yeah.
Well, the sun is definitely streaming in quite strongly.
Yes, I noticed. It's like a
from the-
laser beam, Jeff.
Yes, from the kitchen window, over the sink. I
Yeah, we
it's
don't
just
have any
like-
blinds
Yeah,
or
there's no way to stop it from.
Do you want to
coming
go
in.
stand there in front of the sun?
No, I do not want to
Okay.
do that. Yeah, that would be.
Poppy,
kind of,
could you go stand there in front of the sun?
somebody? Could you have something large to stick there?
No,
and block?
I don't.
No? Okay.
It,
All right,
it,
we're just
it'll
gonna-
move.
We're going to have to deal with it.
The
but,
Earth moves, we talk about that rotation.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
if
what's
you
going
lean
on.
towards Liz and they all shuffle round a bit.
Ow. Okay. We'll deal with this. Eventually, it will move on, and it'll be out of my face. Okay.
Next.
Right. Let's do this, and then it involves a video. So let me get over here to this, and if you'll throw that up there on the screen, Liz, I'll press play
go.
and see what happens. This is from Seattle Fox News affiliate, Fox 13.
We begin tonight with breaking news. A Kenmore Airfloat plane crashed in the San Juan Islands with 11 people on board, and all of them accounted for. It happened in Shallow Bay off the Susha Islands. That's north of Orcas Island. Video from witness Jonathan Scott captured the emergency landing. You can see the plane did not take a rapid descent into the water, but landed on the water right there before colliding with rocks on the shore. Witnesses and officials say everyone, 10 passengers and and a pilot were able to get out before the boat later went up in flames. The San Juan County Sheriff's Office says there are multiple patients with injuries ranging from head injuries to broken bones and lacerations. 2 people were taken to hospitals in Bellingham, and 2 others were taken to Orcas Island for treatment. Officials tell us the plane took off from Lake Union and was en route to Roach Harbor and Friday Harbor. Well, in a statement, Kenmore CEO David Gudgel wrote, quote, "This evening, one of our aircraft was involved in an accident near Susha Island. We are grateful that everyone aboard has been accounted for, and our immediate focus is ensuring our passengers and pilot receive the care and support they need."
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so it looks like this was a divert to Susha Island, and because there was a weather system that kind of was creeping northward and basically obscuring any chance for the flight to arrive at their original destination. So they came back here to this other island, and it looks like he was going for a small cove, protected, calmer waters, and there were several boats in the cove that I guess he decided at the last minute to avoid trying to land in the cove, and instead attempted a landing outside of the protected waters, as we saw in the video, and we'll have the video in the show notes so you can take a look. But it looks like just at the last minute, I don't know if it was a gust of wind or what happened in the airplane, but the airplane took a very sharp left bank, and that left pontoon hit the water pretty hard, and that's what destabilized the landing attempt, and then they ended up continuing and hitting some rocks over there on the other side.
And burst into flames.
Burst into flames, yes. And as I said, I think there's one serious injury, some other minor injuries, but no fatalities, so that's the good news.
Yeah. They're lucky to
Absolutely.
all get out.
I'm not familiar with this aircraft. It's a DHC-3 Otter. So, I mean, I know about the Twin Otter, but I guess this is a single engine.
Single otter.
Yeah,
version.
single engine Otter. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's a 172, but it is definitely not. It's considerably larger. And there's quite a cabin back there. So, yeah, very unfortunate. But, you know, when you're caught in really bad weather, you know, sometimes it's not going to go your way, is it?
Wrong.
Nope. So we're going to wait for the preliminary report to see if we get any more information about what happened there. But Kenmore Air is they are a very large air service in that area of the country. Mostly, I think all or most of their fleet are float planes. Yeah.
Yeah, Kenmore Air is the Seattle one, and Harbor Air is the one in Vancouver.
Okay.
And they're all float plane operators, both.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our eyes and
Yeah.
ears open for any updates on that investigation. All right. All right. We have. Oh, you know what? I didn't get the video.
Well, that's okay. We can talk about
Okay.
it.
But we did play that when we originally
Yeah.
talked about this news story. The video of the low pass. This Iceland Air 757 did a low pass over the Western Isles.
Westman Islands.
Westman Islands, okay, on April 11th of 2026 this year. Two Iceland Air 757 pilots. This is from Aviation Break, I guess, Aviation BRK.
Something like that.
Or actually X.com, that's where it's from. Two Iceland Air 757 pilots have been temporarily stripped of their licenses, one for 1 year and the other for 2, after flying their passenger flight below a safe altitude over the Westman Islands on April 11th. The captain of the plane, who was flying his last flight with Iceland Air when the incident took place, was stripped of his license for 24 months. The first officer was deprived of his license for 12 months. The pilot was on leave while the investigation of the case was ongoing. The pilots have the option of appealing the decision of the Icelandic Transport Authority to the Ministry of Infrastructure. It's not clear whether this was done. The Icelandic Transport Authority's decision regarding the air operator has not yet been made, so I guess they're trying to figure out if they have some kind of liability in this. Iceland Air's internal investigation into the low flight has been completed. This was confirmed by a gentleman from Iceland with
Or woman.
or a woman,
Come on,
yeah.
Jeff.
Guani
know who this bloke is.
Sigorosen. Guani Sigorosen. Hang on.
Oh, he's a Russian. I didn't realize.
Well, okay. I don't know. I don't know what an Icelandic accent sounds like. Apparently, Iceland Air's communications officer was Guani. You know Guani.
Yeah. I know about guano.
Guani. The results of internal investigations are confidential, but their goal is always to increase safety, and the report includes recommendations to that effect. The
I bet
response
it's their
says.
top priority, safety.
Well, Liz and I were talking about this last night. It's always our top priority, just
Exactly.
right below making a lot of money.
Yeah.
The thing we were talking about last night
Mm-hmm.
is that, we thought it was his retirement flight from Iceland Air, but the wording of this article makes us, question whether or not he was retiring completely from flying
Flying.
commercially, or if it
Right.
was just his last flight for Iceland Air and he was about to fly for somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe he was retiring totally, but just the wording in this says his last flight for Iceland Air. And it's sort of like, okay, is he moving on somewhere? Well, he's not moving on quickly.
Yeah. If he is stopping his professional flying career, then
Shrug.
whatever.
Shrug.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, that was exactly my thought, because I assumed from the way we covered the story before that this was his last flight, and he was a retiring captain. In which case, I go, oh, excuse me, that's no penalty at all. If he has actually had his license revoked for 2 years, and he's still trying to make a living out of flying, then I guess that makes it a fairer penalty. But the person I feel a bit sorry for is the first officer.
Yeah,
Now, I
he's
don't know
dropped
how
in it.
much he agreed with and aided and abetted the captain's decision to do this, but the first officer has no suggestion that he was going to leave the company or stop flying, and he's been clobbered for 12 months. Now, it's only half the captain's penalty, but even so, for a first officer to lose your livelihood, I should say, for 12 months is quite a lot. So I hope he's got some savings that he can fall back on. But even so,
I think it's possible that may have been the last flight for the first officer as well. For Iceland Air.
don't know if Iceland Air are going to continue to employ him after this, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Dumb stunt.
Yeah, sounded like a good idea at the time. Oh, well. Yeah. We'll again see
So they
if
can
we can
both
find out.
repent at their leisure.
Yes. Ooh,
This is a good one.
yes, we have
Now,
another.
Tanya and Dave, New Yorkers, will be interested in this one particularly.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they had anything to do with this.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe. Okay. Let's.
Do you want to just set it
I think
up? or
Dave
does
tried
it
to
set up
post
in the
this.
thing?
Yeah, let me, I'll set up a little bit. So this is from aeroexplorer.com, the news article that we're referring to right here. Pilots flying into New York's LaGuardia Airport received an unusual warning from air traffic controllers on July 22nd, 2026, which is a week ago. At least a week ago from when we're recording the show. By the time you're listening to it, it could be much longer than that.
It will be.
It will be, because I'm still working on the previous episode. I haven't published it yet, so hopefully I'm going to have that
Just
out today.
publish one big episode.
Yeah.
4
I'm sure
hours
people
long.
will appreciate that for sure. Anyway, the pilots received an unusual warning that the tower at LaGuardia alerted, or actually approach control, I think, alerted crews to a possible, or was it tower? I don't know.
was a tower.
Okay, it was a tower. To a possible shoulder-fired missile threat near the final approach path. Controllers told inbound flights to stay alert for individuals on the ground who may have been carrying a rocket launcher, according to audio recordings. Yeah, so again,
Not something you hear every day.
Dave and Tanya, I think they're off the hook because I think this occurred while both of them were in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oh,
So
okay. They've got it. They've got an alibi.
they have an alibi. Okay. According to audio recordings and reports from crews who received the transmission, the warning startled pilots who were preparing to land at one of the busiest airports in the United States. Air traffic controllers passed along a security bulletin to arriving aircraft,
We can
telling
play
them.
the video now.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah.
She wants me to shut up. So,
No, that was just a good setup. But
Oh.
you know who was still in New York? Radio Roger.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and we haven't heard from
Who
Radio
sent
Roger.
it in.
Wow, that's interesting. Why would he send something in that could possibly
Incriminate
him? Yeah, that's weird.
All right,
Okay.
let's listen to this.
All right, here
To
we go.
deflect the suspicion away from him. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah. Good point. From Bass Aviation. Real Aviation Communications. All right.
Here we
We're
go, sorry.
looking at a bunch of little airplanes flying around the LaGuardia, New York area on the 22nd of July, 2026.
LaGuardia Tower, Delta 2604 is with the ILS 22.
And the audio's from ATC.com.
All right, Delta 2604, LaGuardia Tower. Wind 210 at 10, runway 22, clear to land. Man pad alert issued at LaGuardia Airport at 0027. Use extreme caution.
Okay, I'm going to pause the video very quickly here, and I'm picturing the inside of the cockpit, having just heard that transmission. What did he say?
Exactly. We're looking at each other.
Yeah,
What did he
like-
say?
Yeah, man pad. Like, what is that? Some kind of a
Is that
a masculine?
It's,
I was just gonna
it's
say,
a
like,
very
depends.
untidy apartment.
I'm thinking like a product
sanitary
that a
device.
man. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe my head's wrong.
Just
in the
for
wrong
the
place here.
elderly pilots.
Yeah, for the elderly. Guys getting close to retirement might need that man pad, Makes it much tidier in the cockpit. Okay, here we go.
Moving on.
All right, clear to land, runway 22, Delta 2604. And could you explain what a man pad is?
We just did.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a man portable air defense system.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's basically it was a report of a rocket launcher.
Yeah, big deal. No big
Okay,
It's a
where was
rocket
that?
launcher.
There was a report.
Everybody's laughing in the
They're
background,
they're
too. They're
yucking
not
it
very
out there, the
serious.
tower.
Not taking it very seriously, are they?
Port Authority Police. They said by, I believe, Terminal C. We had conflicting reports, but nothing has been an issue as of yet.
Okay, Delta 2604, thanks for the
Okay.
information.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, there's no defense against it.
You just got to do a lot of
Yeah,
jinking.
divert. That's the best
Yeah.
User
defense.
respond, Delta 2064. Port Authority Police reported it was non-credible threat.
Delta 2604, thanks.
So never mind. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wish I hadn't said that now.
that's about enough. Tonight.
Operations continued normally, according to the VAS Aviation video. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah,
I
I've never
thought it
heard
was good.
that transmission when I was flying.
You wouldn't have known what a man pad alert is, right? Well, you would now.
Well, now I would, yeah. But yeah, I'd probably have the same kind of reaction that the Delta pilots had. Is like, excuse me, like what do you mean? What's a man pad? What do you?
Yeah,
what are you
given some
talking about?
context, I think we would all recognize the thing. If we were talking about Afghanistan or Iraq and military aircraft, I think we go, oh yeah, I think I know what a man pad is. I think you put in your shoulder and shoot airplanes down with. But when it comes out of the blue like that in LaGuardia, you go, excuse me.
I think that's why the tower was yucking it up. Like, let's see how these guys react to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to think we're serious?
Here's a comment from My Hall Boxes.
Oh, I Hold Boxes says, use extreme caution. Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Arms up, shrugging. Like, yeah, I don't know. Not really much you can do other than, as Captain Nick said, you can always go around, right? And
Yeah, you
Okay,
could.
exactly. I mean,
Oh,
these
wait, here we
things classically have a. Oh yeah, I like the song.
calming down. If you see a man pan on the ground,
That's a new verse.
you can always go
Around and
around.
climb very quickly to over 10,000 feet. Because these things traditionally have a ceiling of around 10 grand. So, you need to
10
not just go
grand.
around, you need to turn away from the threat, hopefully, and get up as high as you can, as quickly as you can. So,
Eye hole boxes. Terminal C's too close for man pads. Switching to guns. Yeah, nice.
Jeff, we're just
Well,
at
we've
the
had plenty of
15-minute
stories
mark.
of bullet holes in airplanes in the past, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Not the first time, that's for sure. But this would be the first time that we've heard of a civilian. Well, no, it's probably not the first time that a civilian airline has been shot down by a shoulder-mounted rocket.
But in LaGuardia.
At LaGuardia, maybe the first time. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to refer to Dave and Tanya to let us know if.
Our man-pad experts.
Yeah, they're our
Half
New
hour
York
mark.
man-pound half hour.
Yeah.
Half hour mark. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Time is
Flying.
flying by. Okay.
You're having fun.
Yes, we are. Okay. This next one is interesting from the NewYorkTimes.com. The Pan Am Clipper Endeavor is found after 70 years lost at sea. 52 of the 69 people aboard the plane died when it crashed off of Puerto Rico and sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean back in 1952. It's, let's see, this picture is showing the Pan Am Clipper Endeavor, a Douglas DC-4, before its final voyage in 1952. The wreckage has been located off the coast of Puerto Rico. The flight lasted less than 9 minutes, the right two engines losing power in quick succession as the Douglas DC-4 made its initial climb from San Juan, Puerto Rico, en route to New York. The pilot of the Pan American Clipper Endeavor had no choice but to ditch the plane at sea. Here, let me mute that for you. Now you can move it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
The pilot of the Pan American Clipper Endeavor had no choice but to ditch the plane at sea. All 69 of the passengers and crew members survived the initial crash on April 11th, 1952, only for panic and confusion to hit in the precious few minutes after the water landing. The plane's tail section broke off, the fuselage sank, and an accident that claimed 52 lives and became a catalyst for airline safety briefings and procedures for generations to come. Okay, an accident, not and. For nearly 3/4 of a century, the wreckage, which is similar in size to a Boeing 737, was lost in the abyss of the Atlantic Ocean.
Comment from Eye Hall Boxes.
Oh, Eye Hall Boxes says, that's a pan clipper. Oh.
Ooh, that could be a title.
So glad he came along today.
Possible title, pan clipper. Okay, very funny. All right, but on June 2nd, after combing a dark expanse of the seafloor with an autonomous underwater vehicle, a UAV, which resembles a torpedo and is equipped with sophisticated sonar and cameras, the breakthrough came, according to an exploration team. There, 2,000 feet beneath the surface. That's I mean, I'm not a diver,
That's
but that
pretty
seems
deep.
pretty darn deep to
Half
me.
a mile, kind of.
Yeah.
Let's see, 2,000 feet beneath the surface, about 5 miles offshore. White letters spelled PAA against a blue backdrop of the winged globe logo of Pan Am World Airways, the same one that the explorers said had appeared on the plane's nose. They were able to make out the letters VOR in Endeavor. The rest of the word was caked over with debris from the elements and time. Josh Gates, the host of Expedition Unknown on the Discovery Channel, said, when those first photos came in, it took my breath away because it was... oh, very good. That was very dramatic, Liz.
Yeah.
It was really beyond what I imagined we might see. You know, the aircraft is so intact, and to see that aluminum, which doesn't corrode, gleaming up at us from the bottom was just staggering.
So he was swimming? And
Took his breath away. Let's see. Pan Am Flight 526 Alpha, nicknamed the Easter Special, was heading to New York's Idlewild Airport. Yeah, before they changed the name of it. Now Kennedy International. On Good Friday, when 2 of its 4 engines failed, according to the pilot's testimony before a civil aeronautics board. The pilot, John C. Byrne, turned back toward San Juan, but the plane was quickly losing altitude over the ocean, forcing the crew to dump fuel and attempt an emergency water landing. Many of the passengers refused to follow the captain's orders to abandon the aircraft once it splashed down. Well, staying buckled in their seats, the pilot told the board, adding that he had forcibly thrown some people into the water.
wow.
A language barrier also hampered the evacuation of the plane, according to historical accounts of survivors who said that rough seas and the threat of sharks in the water prompted some passengers to remain inside the cabin. Many of the victims drowned. Safety briefings before takeoff and landing had not yet been required at the time of the accident, which became an impetus for new instructions about what passengers should do in the event of an emergency. It is an accident that fundamentally reshaped aviation as we know it, according to Josh Gates. Let's see, 80-year-old Diana Lachatanere said on Monday that she... Wait, I think that deserves it. Yeah. She was 5 years old when her father, Romulo Lachatanere, a hospital pharmacist and a photographer, died in the accident. He was returning to his home in Washington Heights. It's still emotional, she said, a retired archivist and former assistant director of the Schomburg Center of Research for Black Culture at the New York Public Library. She said she had not been aware that there had been a search for the wreckage. There's no body, she said. It just makes me sad because I'm thinking about him. The flight's captain had been involved in another high-profile aviation disaster in 1943 when he was a crew member on the Yankee Clipper, a Pan Am seaplane that crashed near Lisbon. After that accident, he helped save the actress and singer Jane Froman, who was seriously injured in the crash and was traveling to Europe to entertain troops with a USO tour. They were married.
Oh,
Wow.
that's an interesting twist.
No kidding. But yeah, I'm thinking, well, who's the captain? You know, I'm going to take a Pan Am flight in those days.
Yeah.
Who's the captain?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to fly in this airplane.
Yeah.
Finding the wreckage of the Clipper Endeavour had become a preoccupation for the past 7 years for Russ Matthews, the president and co-founder of the nonprofit Air/Sea Heritage Foundation, who played a central role in the project. He said that in an interview, Mr. Matthews said that the water where the plane sank was too deep for divers to reach the wreckage. So that's why they used that autonomous underwater vehicle named Miss Millie.
Oh, nice.
Cost $10 million to $12 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. It can reach depths of 20,000 feet. Wow. Anyway, interesting.
Yeah. Quite a history.
Yeah. I'm wondering if in the future we're going to have a story or somebody in a different generation than ours is going to be talking about them finding the Malaysian Air 370 flight.
You never know.
You know.
I think it's even deeper than 2,000 feet there in
Probably.
the Indian Ocean.
Yeah. All right. Anything else
No.
I should read on that one?
It's just an interesting one.
Very interesting. Speaking of, this is sad, interesting and sad. And I guess not the first time that this sort of thing has happened. This is from some...
I don't
Let's
know.
see.
The National Post.
Oh, the nationalpost.com. And this was sent in to us by Jonathan H. and Greg Peterson. Maybe you've seen this already, but it just happened in Argentina. Of course, he sent this in a while back. This
He
was
did, yeah.
July 9th.
Yep.
The instructor bailed out without a parachute. Sounds horrible, especially for the student to be put in that situation, than having to land the plane solo. I was just listening to episode 487. Wow, whoever is this from?
Jonathan H.
Yeah, he's way behind. We're
Oh,
on.
maybe this is Greg. I think that.
Was this Greg?
Just scroll up a little. Mm-hmm. No, Jonathan
Oh,
H.
that's Jonathan
yeah.
H. Yeah, he's just listening to 487. So that's a couple hundred episodes from where we are now. Anyway, he was listening to that episode, and the crew were discussing a similar situation where a French flight student did a bailout without a parachute during a lesson back in 2021. They were flying a single-engine Piper and experienced a mechanical issue. The student thought that they would be better off jumping out, unfortunately to their peril, into the channel. A successful forced landing was made on the beach by the instructor. Anyway, that was the one.
So
in
this time
2021.
it was the instructor,
Mm-hmm.
and that time it was the student.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's referred to the article regarding that old incident that we talked about back in 2021.
We have them both in the show notes.
By the way, Jonathan says 988 is the number for the mental health crisis hotline here in Minnesota. Maybe it's the same nationwide. I'm not sure.
One moment.
Staff.
Yeah.
Staff is going to
we'll
look
get
it
on
up. All right. So student pilot left to land the plane after the flight instructor jumps to his death. This is again from the National
Post.
Post. Thank you. In the middle of a flying lesson, a flight instructor in Argentina reportedly jumped to his death, leaving a student pilot to land the plane herself. You know what you have to do, instructor Leandro Andres Batazzo, 42, told his 22-year-old student Rosario, according to Argentinian news outlet Todos Noticias. That's terrible. Sure. After which Bertazzo reportedly took off his headset and seatbelt, opened the door, and jumped out of the plane. CNN reports that the incident took place in Toledo on Saturday, per a statement published by the public prosecutor on Tuesday. Despite being in complete shock, the student pilot managed to land the plane. It was a Cessna 150. Eduardo Alvarez, director of the Flying Parrot Cordoba Flight School. Ooh, Flying Parrot, that sounds cool. Took to the sky and found where Bertazzo had landed. He reportedly passed that info along to authorities, and first responders dispatched to the site confirmed the pilot's death. He made this tragic decision aboard an aircraft with another person by his side. There's no way to think about it or understand it, but the human mind is so complex, so treacherous. That's why what happened. So I don't know.
I've got to hand it to the student pilot. Wow.
No kidding. Obviously, the instructor was a troubled man. He was a former commercial pilot who had been instructing at the Flying Parrot Cordoba flight school in central Argentina for 4 years. He said the instructor was matter-of-fact with his 22-year-old student who reportedly had her pilot certificate but was inexperienced. Okay, so she was a student pilot but already had her license, so she was fully checked out on what to do. As he said, you know what to do.
Can confirm the national number for mental health crisis in the U.S. is 988.
Okay.
So this is just for reference, I think. That This was the other episode that we were talking about where the student bailed out.
Oh, I see. Okay. We'll have all that, a link to that article in our show notes if you want to
Does
remind
Captain
yourself.
Nick have a comment?
Yeah. Nick, what do you think about this?
It's very hard to say anything extra. You've both made reference to it and this, and I think the words of the person who's quoted in the article just about say it all. A troubled man, and he took an avenue of action which I guess he thought would solve all his problems, but rarely does it ever do that. It just creates a bit of a nightmare for the people you leave behind. So
Yeah.
if you're ever concerned, seek help.
I should note in the UK, the national number is 111, and you select a mental health option, or call 116 123 for the Samaritans.
Yeah, the Samaritans are a volunteer organization who are very good at dealing with people in crisis. 111 is a generic National Health Service number for any ailment, but obviously there are options there to select a particular service. But regardless, I think the Samaritans do a fantastic job, so my first protocol would be to them. So.
It looks like, according to this article that is in front of me right now, that it was revealed that this man had been to a neuropsychiatric institute, but only his family knew of that. No other details about his mental health were immediately available. But he was very accomplished, as you say. He was a commercial pilot 4 years before, having held an airline transport pilot certificate, a first-class commercial pilot and flight instructor. Yeah, so...
In Canada, it is also 988.
Oh, okay. And now she's dialing it.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm bailing out.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You're on your
Liz,
own.
don't bail out
You're
on me.
on your own.
Okay. You know what to do, Jeff.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
We
this
don't mean to
is-
make light of that.
Not at
It's
all.
a very serious thing. Okay.
All right, let's get to know you guys.
Let's do that. Let me push this button right here.
I can't wait to find out everything that happened.
Well, I don't know if you're going to find out everything, but we'll do our best.
What happens in Oshkosh stays in Oshkosh?
Mainly because I don't remember.
He's forgotten.
All right, getting to know us, that segment of the show where we kind of get to share what we have been up to between episodes. And I'd like to say, first of all, Nick, we really missed you. And a lot of people missed Captain Nick and asked, why is he not here?
They didn't want to talk to Jeff.
No, they said, where's that guy, the Plaintails guy? Come on. That's the only good thing on this piece of crap show that you do every week. You know, and I'm kind of...
That'd be
you know,
very unfair.
well, that was very unfair, but, you know,
Yeah.
that was the feeling of a lot of people.
Well,
Anyway,
it would have been lovely to have been there, but really not practical.
maybe
for me
next
right
year.
now.
Maybe we can talk you
Particularly with
into...
my wife and her broken ankle. That
Ooh.
would not have worked.
No. But anyway, so I arrived in Oshkosh on like Saturday the
18th.
Yeah. And was there until Saturday the 18 plus 7 is 25th.
Yeah.
And left there and made my way over toward where I am right now, which is a beautiful place, a place that I've been once before, last year, the end of July last year.
Do you have a camera out the back?
Oh, yeah, I do. Let me hit the camera. Well, not hit the camera. I don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
Let's see. We can look at the scene behind where Liz and I are sitting here in this beautiful cottage in the kitchen area. But you can see, if you're watching the video, a nice view of the Owen Sound and the beautiful water, which is much more blue today with the sun shining, and it's much calmer than it has been. We've had some kind of interesting weather the last couple of days. I arrived here on Monday, and so now it's Wednesday. So it's been a couple nights and 3 days so far, and it's a beautiful place, Liz. Thank you for inviting me to join you for
My
a few
pleasure.
days.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? The background there and the very calm water.
It's windy today.
It is windy. Not as windy as it was yesterday,
No,
though. Wow.
it's a big good line.
Yeah. Anywho,
back to the other
back
camera.
to there. All right. And so we've been, I've been trying to edit the, how do I describe the recording that we made?
The two live shows from Oshkosh.
Yeah, but I mean, describe it as it's a train wreck as far as
Well,
audio engineering is concerned, because, you know, we should not have tried to,
Lot
especially
of-
that
lot
part
of
2
supersonic jets
on
flying
Thursday, the F-22 demo. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. So I'm still trying to fix the audio so that you can understand what we were saying. But maybe next year when we record, we'll choose a better time where very loud airplanes are not flying around. But anywho, still working on that, and we look forward to having a nice lunch. We were going to do that today, but we're going to do that tomorrow because I still need to work on the Oshkosh
No problem.
audio. But yeah, and I'm thinking that I'll probably be here until Friday morning, and
yep.
then start making my way back to Atlanta area.
You're going to make it a one night overnight on
Yep,
the
I'm
way.
going to stop somewhere in Ohio, in the general, I don't know,
Dayton
Ohio area, a little bit north of there. Sylvia, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, anyway. So that's the plan. And
And you'll be back in church on Sunday singing.
I'll be back on Sunday to sing in my church, and then there's a special mass on Monday, and then I think there's like a funeral later in the week, so I'll be back at it again, back to the normal routine for me. Yeah, but it's been great. It was so nice seeing so many people in Oshkosh, so many of our listeners there, and I'm sorry for those that I didn't get a chance to hang
Tillman.
with. Yeah, Tillman. I didn't even notice you were there until after I'd left. So sorry we missed each other again. But met a bunch of new people and reunited with old friends.
Reunited and it
Reunited.
feels
So good. Yeah. Yeah. What else?
IL.
AL. Yeah.
We're going to read that?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, let me do this. This is from AL. Part 1. Dear friends, okay, so he's the gentleman from Israel, which you'll hear in episode 716. He talked a little bit to us during that live recording. Dear friends, I'm so glad I decided to come to Oshkosh this year. I came for the airplanes, but I want to come back because of the people. What I experienced here was almost a spiritual experience. It allowed me to connect with people I'd never met before or had only known online, and to feel completely at home in their company. Thank you, all of you, for your kindness, your friendship, and for making this week so special. I truly hope our paths will cross again, whether in Oshkosh or somewhere else in the world. I would also like to repeat my invitation to all of you to visit Israel once things calm down a bit. I promise to welcome and host you with the same warmth and generosity that you showed me here. Thank you again, and I hope to see you soon. Eyal. And then he has a part 2 here. I'm sitting at O'Hare, O-R-D, waiting for my connecting flight to Savannah to visit a childhood friend. I'm wearing my Oshkosh t-shirt. I spent 2 hours in the United Club lounge. It's good to be Brian's friend, Brian Coleman. And not a single person came over to start a conversation, ask how my day had been, or what my plans were for the rest of the day. It feels very strange, like a fish that's been taken out of its aquarium. So yes, the people of Oshkosh have found a place in my heart. You have found a place. Oh, you have found a place in my heart. I think we're a very particular kind of human being that doesn't make us better than anyone else, but it does make the world feel warmer and kinder. I hope this feeling stays with me for a long time. I want to remember it for years to come. I just hope that returning to reality won't be too hard of a landing. And remember, there's always a way around. Whenever life gets difficult, try to remember that week in Oshkosh.
That's so nice. That is really lovely.
And Eyal, and I'm sure we'll learn more from him. And he's actually been in our live audience on these show recordings in the past. He is a very accomplished Israeli Air Force pilot, flying both navigator, electronic weapons officer, and pilot on various fighters, including, if I remember correctly, F4. A4, I think you said, F-16.
F-16, I believe.
Yeah, amongst several. I just rattled off a whole bunch of things. I'm thinking, you and Captain Nick really need to get together and talk about, especially the F-4.
Definitely.
Yeah, very interesting gentleman and very nice man, and I really enjoyed, hanging with Eyal.
That's great.
Yeah.
Before we move on to Captain Nick, iHall Boxes has a comment here.
Okay. Imagine how easy your audio editing will be when they will be all electric aircraft in 2027, Jeff. All of them will be electric. Thank you. I think he's being a little sarcastic.
Little bit, yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Facetious.
A little bit facetious, yes. Okay.
But enough about you. Let's talk about Captain Nick.
All right, let's talk about Captain Nick.
Well, not a lot to say, thanks. Whilst I'm obviously missed going to Oshkosh, it would not have worked well because after Jilly damaged her ankle, I had to take over a lot of the activities which we shared, and the additional mileage walking across with the dogs off miles and miles of the army ground caused my knee to flare up. Now, I went up to see a specialist about 18 months ago, coming on 2 years, and he said I would need a new knee, but in the interim, why don't I have a cortisone injection, which he put into my knee, and it has been absolutely brilliant. So,
great.
rather than go through that difficult and painful process of getting a new knee, I've just gone, oh, this feels great. So I've just carried on for year and a half without really worrying about it, but the extra pressure has brought all those symptoms back with a vengeance, and I am pretty crippled now. So what I'm hoping is that I can get another injection, and that I understand that you get diminishing returns with cortisone treatment to joints, so I'm fully expecting it to help me, but not as much as it did before. But it would be nice to be able to get back to where I was. So at the moment, I'm hobbling around with a stick and doing a lot of limping. Would you believe it? Of course, all the unsteady gait and the uneven steps tend to aggravate other issues. So my hips, which are both also pretty knacked, I've started complaining, almost worse than the knee now. So I'm just hoping I can get the jab done, get back to walking normally, hips will settle down, and I'll be a happy chappy. The only good thing is that
Let's hope.
despite the fact that moving around is difficult and painful, I can play petanque, which is just standing up. You don't have to do much walking. You just stand in a little circle and throw your boule around. Anyway, had some good games. Generally speaking, we've as a team, we've done very well and won. Yesterday, we played in a very hot and humid evening. And actually, it was an afternoon. The sun was out and blaring down on us. And we won every single game against this team that had previously beaten us, except for my final game. And myself and my partner are the two least experienced players in our team, and we were playing the opposition's most experienced pair. I thank the captain for organising that. Yes. But we got ahead, and then they caught back up, and then we were sort of even Stevens, and we got to the point where the idea is the first team to get 13. We were on 11, and they were on 12. So they needed one shot, we needed two. And on the final end, I played my last ball into the head and took out some of their shots and gave us, we were sitting with two, holding two. So they call it game on the ground. In other words, you're holding a winning hand down there on the ground. And their skipper missed with his next shot. And then he had one left in his hand to play. And sadly, he took out one of our balls. So we needed two to win. We couldn't win. So that was it. So there you go. We lost, but we fought well.
Nice try.
Yes, it was an extremely long, hot day because at our games, everyone else had disappeared, more or less. It was just us there, lonely out on the piste, in the
And guess what he's doing later today?
Yeah, so yes, I'm off down to Arundel. It's a beautiful city near the south coast. There's a fabulous castle up on a cliff. There is a most amazing college. I think I might have taken you through there, Jeff. Anyway, it's a beautiful place, and the petanque terrain is just at the base of the castle. So basically, you're looking up at this huge castle above you. So it's quite fantastic. So looking forward to that later on, and that accounts for the very early start today. So because I need to be able to get off to Arundel in time, and I need to take Rugger to the vet because it's time for his monthly painkiller injection, which he needs, poor chap. Otherwise,
So you and Rugger both get injections.
yeah, hoping. In fact, if I told the vet to stick it in my knee, do you think he would?
Yeah, give it a try.
Very nice.
And I know that there's a certain co-host of the APG that knows how to do various
She does.
injections. So you just need to have Dr. Steph follow you around with all of her
Yeah, absolutely.
gear.
Yeah.
She can
I've
poke you in all
found
these different places.
I found a private clinic that'll actually do it, but if the National Health Service, which I have contributed to for many years, can do it instead, I'll go with them. But if the waiting list is too long, I'm just going to pop up the road and go and see the pain clinic, and they'll do it for me. So that sounds good, doesn't it? Can we go on to
cover art?
No,
We
we've
have
got a couple
two-
to cover. So
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
the first one was, what is it, 715?
715.
Yeah.
We had a story on that one where we were talking about punkaluvras, and which is a piece of kit in an airplane that Jeff had never heard of.
Well, I mean, I know I just know it as
Eyeball
a yeah
vents.
different name. I've never heard of
exactly,
punka louver.
So it's more commonly used in Europe, and it refers to the little air vent that you can direct onto your face. And there was a suggestion that, of course, if you had it blowing constantly on your face, you could possibly curtain away all the nasty bugs
Germs.
that exist from the other passengers. They're all infected with awful things, so we don't want to, get infected ourselves.
And that's 100% true. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And I did suggest that actually the air gets damn well filtered, and the punka louver is it may not be it should give you a cold, because they are blowing cold air in your face through the whole flight would be actually quite
Sorry.
a bit of a pain.
That's right.
So with that in mind, I invented the cutaway of an old airliner,
Love that.
and perhaps the invention of the first punka louver. Who knows? This could have been it. And of course, we go back to what originally a punka walla was, because he was the gentleman that pulled the rope that waved the fan over the head of the rich people in India, a punka walla. In fact, not just India, they punka wallas, or that method of air conditioning was used all over the Far East as well. So I envisaged a gentleman blowing into the punka louver to then cool down the
Yeah, that's what you have to do in an aircraft.
absolutely, yeah. So we've got that. What else have we got in there? Well,
We
we've
got
got
the
a couple
penguin up there with him.
Yeah, we got the penguin up there. He's watching the punka walla.
We've got the show number.
What are you doing? Now we need to get to the next one for the
Oh, yeah.
show number and the. There we go. So there's the penguin. Now we've got there just over the clock. We have got
The whole
icon.
thing is the logo.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, there's the show number there as well.
Yeah, and the clock.
Yeah,
If you're a
that's-
clever
That was-
person.
And I got to hand it to Hillel. He, in our little group chat, picked it up pretty
Yeah,
fast.
Very
because the
quickly.
time
So-
on the clock is
7:15.
7:15.
There you go, which was the show number. So
All
I
right.
quite enjoyed doing
Very
that.
clever. Yeah, I would never have gotten that.
Of course you would. You're
No.
a smart cookie.
No.
And then next show was Oshkosh.
Yeah, the next one was Oshkosh, so I wasn't even there. So I managed to get a picture from Henry.
Henry.
Yeah. Now, I can't pronounce Henry's surname. Someone's gonna have
Lanwet, I think, or Lanwet.
Thanks,
He's
Liz.
Canadian, I believe, isn't he?
I,
No,
I don't
or
think
somewhere
so.
in northern
yeah,
U.S.
Pennsylvania or something.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere up
Interesting
there.
name. Henry is a devout follower. He was up at Oshkosh. He was in the audience at the show, and he's got a nice camera, so
Yeah.
he took a picture. And I just love this picture he took, because although I've cut out the characters, it is great. It's
Wait,
got
that wasn't really happening behind us?
Oh, it was. No.
It kind of sounded like it was. And it's interesting that we're covering the cover art for the show that I haven't even published yet. So
I
mean,
know.
you're getting a
That's a
well.
preview.
I mean, if you're watching the
Free
video
preview.
live, you're getting the preview of our cover art for the episode that I'll publish today. I hope.
And this is why you're struggling. All this stuff.
Yes, all these airplanes flying behind us. I love that. Great.
great.
Well, thank you, Henry, for that's a great photo. Yeah.
Great photo of the crew, and the background is thank you to AI for that.
Oh, that
there's
really
something
did
you'll
help.
notice some of the airplanes are decidedly weird, and that's what AI give you when you ask for a sky full of
Yes.
airplanes. But the thing that amused me enormously was we've got RJ there, who's grabbed his microphone, and he has hauled it up so he could speak into it. And in doing so, the cable is knocking Jeff's beer over. And
Right
I
there.
was going, oh, it's just caught in mid-tilt.
Yeah.
That beer. It's just about to go over and flood his...
Crisis averted.
That was actually in the photo. I thought
Yeah.
that was AI that did that. Oh.
Henry caught that perfectly.
Wow.
And
In
then Jeff
mid-fall. And you've just zeroed in it, and your hand's just about to grab it. So that was very well done by you, Jeff, because I could just see that going all over the keyboard.
Yep.
That was brilliant.
Not the
Almost
first
had
time
another
that's happened.
Yeah. Now, let's look for numbers and things. Logo. Anyone spot the logo?
Is it in this
It's in
one
there
somewhere?
somewhere.
Oh, I see it in the upper left-hand corner, the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's up in the sun. Yes.
Yeah, very
Look
nice.
for the hun in
Okay.
the sun, or in our case, the show logo.
Okay.
And the penguin.
Must be flying one of those airplanes, I'm thinking, right? Oh, no, it's right on the G. You see
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
G?
there he
Yeah,
is.
there's
There
the
he is.
penguin.
Penguin's
There we
scooting
are.
around. He's on the G. Yep. Thank you. And the show number.
I see it. I caught it right away. Upside down, 716
There you
on
go.
AJ's the laptop that he's using.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Well done, Jeff.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there's all the little Easter
So there's the
eggs, really.
close-up of the
Yeah.
Oh,
almost
yes,
disaster.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's Armando sitting
That's
between
Armando.
RJ and I. Yeah.
Wasn't Nick there as well?
next
Yes,
one.
Yeah,
It's the second
on
show.
the
on
next-
Thursday.
oh,
Yeah. But this
okay.
is on the Wednesday, the first part that we
Fair enough.
recorded.
All
yeah.
right.
Great
So
stuff.
I had plenty to work with. Thank you for that picture, Henry. You did a great job. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you for your contribution
Now,
to
before
our
we move on,
cover art. Yeah, we were just talking about Eyal from Israel in our Getting to Know Us segment. Well, I guess we're still in the Getting to Know Us segment. And then all of a sudden we get this message in our live chat from this lady, Talshay Schenkman, and I'm thinking, I don't remember meeting her, but apparently this is Eyal's
Eyal's wife.
wife.
That's her
And
email.
so he's using her email, and he says, "Hi guys, just landed at Newark on my way to JFK and back to Tel Aviv." So he's actually in our live audience as we record
This
this
is so
show.
great.
Yeah, what
Love
a
it.
community.
Just love it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done, Al.
Yeah, and I hope you have a wonderful flight across the Atlantic back to the Atlantic and the Mediterranean, I guess, to Israel. Yeah, very nice.
Do you want to have a quick mention of the coffee fund, and you can say what we're doing?
Yeah,
on that?
the coffee fund. I'm sure we've had some contributions
sorry,
since
just a minute.
That's all right. Nobody knows.
And the dinosaur, Save the Dinosaur Fund.
Yeah, the Save the Dinosaur Fund, which you can use funnel through the Coffee Fund if you'd like. But the Coffee Fund is your way to support our show if you would like. And you can find information about how to do that by going to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee. And we'll be glad you did. And wait, no, you'll be glad you did, and we will too.
And
Good job.
you have not checked it for the last couple of weeks, so we
No.
just wanted to acknowledge you'll be checking it next week, and we'll catch up with acknowledgements.
What she said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody need a break, or are we moving on?
I'm fine.
Moving on,
I mean,
okay.
I could use another cup of coffee, but it's going to take
Yeah,
me
no,
a while
no.
to make a cup of coffee.
We
Let's
just
take
passed the 1 hour mark,
Take
so we've
five,
just a
and
little
then
bit
you can get a
beyond
coffee,
that now.
and I can have a pee, and
Okay.
we'll all be
Okay,
happy.
yeah, let's just have a quick break then.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeff's going to make a quick
Put
cup
some
of coffee.
incidental music on,
Are you?
please.
Well, I don't know.
I'm going to try. Yeah.
Why don't
okay.
you put the camera out to the lake, and we'll just do that for a minute.
Okay.
And Nick can go off to what he needs to do.
Okay. Here's the lake view. It's going to take a minute to adjust its exposure. There we go. What a beautiful, beautiful view.
There we go. Oops. Don't do
Okay.
that.
So I'm going to mute our mics, and we'll be back in a jiff, I hope.
I'm back. Hello, lovely people. Where did they go? Oh, it looks like someone's getting a back rub there.
Okay.
I'm back.
I'm back too. Jeff is just making his coffee.
All right, good man.
And I just took Poppy out, and it's all good.
My
Glad to hear that. Oh, right.
AeroPress.
You're using your Aero. Yes, very good.
So we'll add a little time here, I think.
Right. Let's see. Let me
9:25.
go back to that. All right. So I made a relatively quick cup. Well, it's in the process of brewing my AeroPress. I also have a little manual, what do you call it, espresso machine set up as well, but it takes a little bit longer. So let me put my headphones on just in case I'm probably talking over Captain
No,
Nick.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, sir. You
Oh,
are
okay.
perfect-
There we go. Now I can
perfectly
hear you.
timed.
All right. Anyway, the thing that takes longest is I have a manual hand grinder. That's what takes the time in making this, and then waiting for the coffee kettle to heat up the water.
Well, you could never rush a good grind.
And I just took Poppy out, and the wind and waves are wild today. And there is way up, I could just see a sailboat with its sails down, trying to make its way across the bay, going up and down. And I thought, I'm so glad I'm not there right now.
So this view here, this camera shot, makes it look. I'm telling you, the waves look a lot
Tamer.
tamer in this shot than they really are out there. They're really pretty big waves.
Kind of
rolling in.
crazy today.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam Bolog. Hello.
Could you give me another 30 seconds?
Yeah,
The
for sure.
alarm for Rugger's medication has just come up. And
Yeah.
Jimmy's
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry about that. A little bit of a ground.
Sorry, my problem. This is why I'm off camera and in the background, because I screw stuff up like this.
Well, it takes a while. It takes some getting used to understand all this audio stuff, and I'm still figuring it out. I've only been doing it for 17 years, I think. All right, so I've just plunged the AeroPress. I should have been on camera showing that.
Yeah.
And
Action shot.
then hopefully I don't spill that all over everything.
It's right on the edge.
And
Right
now
on
I'm
the
going,
edge.
oh, I wish you could see this
Beautiful brew.
beautiful brew. And I went ahead and took the,
Not to
the
me.
half and half.
I don't drink coffee, but I'm sure it's delicious.
It is.
Dog gabapentin.
Excuse me?
He has his gabapentin.
Oh,
Yeah. Rugger has been treated.
Good.
And then,
yes.
Good.
well done.
All right, I guess it's feedback time.
Way!
Is it? Okay, let
Yeah.
me set up for that.
I don't think there are any videos right away or anything.
Okay, good. So it's the first one is this update.
Yeah, but you need to scroll way down in the thing and find it. You're looking for the update on the Beijing crash. Oh,
It's
there it
number
was.
3.
Keep going. Light aircraft. There.
Oh,
There.
wow. That's kind of obscure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if
No,
I
you
can-
probably could have extracted it from. It's a PDF, but anyway.
Okay.
You ready to play the bumper?
Yeah. Now it's time for some feedback.
Captain. Incoming message.
All right, we're going to start off with this feedback. Oh, now I'm going to have to scroll back up again to figure out. Okay, this came in to us from Greg Peterson. who is in the aerospace industry, an engine manufacturer in the aerospace industry. He probably doesn't want. Let's see. This issue of Aviation Daily has a follow-up story on the skyscraper crash in Beijing, among other stories. Beijing, China. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll down and hopefully find it. Tell me when to stop.
Right there.
All right. Okay, here's the update. This is from Singapore. Chinese authorities have concluded that the pilot of a light aircraft that crashed into Beijing's tallest building on June 26 had experienced suicidal thoughts prior to the accident. The pilot was the sole fatality, while 13 other people were injured when the Sunward SA-60L Aurora light sport aircraft, registration Bravo 12 Papa Papa, crashed into the CITIC Tower. In a statement, Beijing's Chaoyang District Governor said the 66-year-old pilot, identified only by the surname Liu, had suffered from insomnia and anxiety. Entries in his diary. I'm sorry, the writing is very, very small that I'm looking at here on the screen. Entries in his diary found after the accident pointed to personal reasons, investigators said, as he had repeatedly expressed thoughts about ending his life. On the day,
make it any bigger? Oh, I'm sorry. I did.
That's
something
okay.
bad.
On the day of the accident, Liu conducted both supervised training and solo flights from a general aviation airport in Beijing's Pinggu district.
Sounds good.
Authorities said that during his final solo flight, the aircraft deviated from its designated operating area before communication with the airport was lost. The aircraft subsequently struck the CITIC Tower, which stands more than 1,700 feet tall, is located within urban Beijing's tightly controlled no-fly zone. According to Bloomberg, the aircraft had entered the airspace of Beijing Capital International Airport, prompting a Hainan Airlines Airbus A330 on approach to discontinue its landing. The accident led Chinese authorities to suspend non-essential general aviation operations, including flight training activities. It remains unclear whether those restrictions have since been lifted. The incident has renewed scrutiny of airspace security around the Chinese capital, where access is tightly controlled by both civil and military authorities. Public discussion of the crash on Chinese social media platforms was reportedly subject to censorship. What? No.
It's over.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Greg, for that update on that crash in Beijing. And so it looks like another suicidal thing.
Yeah, it's sad that we have had two on one show, because they're normally as rare as rocking horse poo. But now, all of a sudden, there's an outbreak of them.
Yeah, it is sad.
Not good.
All right, well, let's move on to something hopefully more positive. No?
No, this is great feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan H. sent us a link to one of the items that we discussed in our news segment, right? And here he is with some feedback. In fact, it's his first feedback. He says, "Hi, Captain Jeff, Captain Nick, Liz, and crew." How did he know it was just going to be the three of us today?
I know.
Okay. It was recently mentioned you don't get as much feedback as you used to, so here's my first feedback. It's a bit long. Yeah, Liz is happy about that. It's a bit long. Apparently, I have a lot to say. I started listening around show 300 in 2016 and was immediately diagnosed with the APG syndrome and eventually worked back through all the episodes. I worked in ground and cargo handling at MSP, Minneapolis-St. Paul, Airport during grad school many, many years ago. My dad is a private pilot. My dad is a private pilot and a retired AMT, aircraft maintenance technician for Acme Purple, and my mom was a flight attendant many years ago for the now absorbed into Acme North Red. So aviation is in my DNA. I generally have the show on during the frequently traveled route from St. Paul to our lake cottage in northeast Minnesota. Captain Jeff's and Nick's voices calm our dog into near sedation.
There you go.
Not the first time.
Yeah.
Well, that happens with humans too, actually.
Sedation.
Let me explain. Jack Edward, our Our only child is a Jack Russell Terrier, and he whines and screeches like a velociraptor that has to take a deuce?
A deuce.
Okay. The entire 4-hour journey. As soon as we hit the open highway, I punch in APG, and within seconds, he is snoozing in my wife's lap.
Well done,
Good
guys.
Lord. What a trick. We
Yeah,
ought
no
to
kidding.
market this.
Not
We
working on
should.
my dog.
Oh, she's right there by the door.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it doesn't work
No,
in
she's
real
immune.
life. She's not sleeping. Anyway, Jeff, Nix, Steph, and AJ, you are... Jeff, both of the Nicks, Steph, and AJ, you are doing God's work for the sanity of this family. Well, we're happy to help, Jonathan. He says, I have 3 quick items of business. My preferred method of streaming the show has been Amazon Music, and the episodes from last November and onwards have not shown up. I'm guessing it's the same issue you were having with files on the other RSS streaming platforms. Yeah. For some reason, it depends on where these streamers are getting their feeds, and sadly, they ended up picking a feed that was not being updated, and that's why you're not seeing them on Amazon Music. So I don't know if there's a way for me to go into Amazon Music and adjust the feed source so you can see all of the episodes. We'll have to look into that, so sorry about that. By the way, you can always go to our website, airlinepilotguy.com, and you have the episodes playing there. And I believe, I probably shouldn't say it because it's probably going to be wrong, but there's a way you can input the feed, the feed URL, and I think it's like airlinepilotguy.com/podcast. No, I better not say it because it's going to be wrong. So I'll put that in the show notes if I remember. The actual feed, the raw feed, so that you don't have this problem with your streaming platform. Okay. Next, I've always wanted to be a pilot, from draw a picture of the job you want in kindergarten to present day. However, I suffer from extreme motion sickness. Cue the going green sound of, going green means,
Yeah,
has
something different, but
completely different meaning
We're
here.
going green. We're going green. We're gonna take care of the earth. We're
Jonathan's going green.
What do you like?
We're going green.
I love it. Always fun to be able
Yeah.
to play some of these
Yeah, we
sound
love it.
effects. Okay. Any sort of light chop, and I'm going green and fumbling around for the barf bag. I'm turning 40 this year, and I'm dreaming about a new career. So young. Have any of you had air sickness this bad, or flew in the cockpit with anyone that did? Any thoughts on remediation? Captain
Yes.
Nick?
Oh, most certainly. I remember a navigator we had on our squadron had got his way all through training, and he pitched up on the squadron, and he was airsick on just about every flight. Now, the backseat of the Phantom is not a particularly pleasant environment while you're being thrown around there. You can only really see up and behind, a little bit behind, but basically up and left and right. Your forward view is very limited. Anyway, the smoothest maneuver we kind of did during intercept training was a supersonic stern. So that meant we had a supersonic target coming towards us, and we would accelerate to supersonic and turn in behind. The idea that the navigator controlled this supersonic turn so that you came in behind at a mile, and once you stabilized, that was the completion. But the nice thing about supersonic flight is it's so smooth. There is absolutely no buffeting, because once you're supersonic, the airflow around the aircraft adheres to all the surfaces and doesn't break away, which is the usual cause of buffeting. So even on a supersonic stern, which was like, sliding down an ice river, it was just beautiful and smooth. He would get halfway around and have a quick vomit. I have to say he was very good about it, because he barely stopped talking, because he's controlling the turn, asking for more or less angles of bank and speed, etc. But he would just, I could tell, Just a few seconds, all it would take for him to have a quick heave into a bag and then carry on regardless. He was a very plucky chap. But, of course, the Air Force, they don't like their navigators doing that all the time. So they sent him off to Farnborough
It's messy.
to do the desensitization course. Now, this is something the Air Force have done for decades. And they very successfully desensitize people from air sickness. And it usually involves a very slow build-up of sick-making maneuvers, most of them done in a kind of a rig, like you see astronauts being put into and then spun in all directions. So they're in this kind of rig, and they spin the subject around so that they start feeling a bit sick. And the trick is that when you suffer from air sickness all the time, your body has learnt that this effect will inevitably lead to you being sick. So the body actually speeds up the rate at which it's going to react, and you're going to vomit, because it becomes a sort of a learned reaction. Now, what they do is they try and unlearn, well, teach you to unlearn it by taking you to the point where you're feeling, and then they stop. And then the next day they take you a little bit further, then they stop. And it takes a while, but slowly they build up a level of resistance so that the subjects can withstand more and more and more of these violent maneuvers. And when they get to a certain stage, they then put them in a hunter. Well, in the old days it used to be a hunter. God knows what it is now. And they would fly him around, and again, the pilot would start doing aerobatics, and at a certain point he would stop and either just let the subject recover or go back and land and do some more the next day. But after about 2 weeks, perhaps a month of this, back came our navigator, lovely chap, because he was a smart fella as well as being a really likable character, and he was cured. So there
Wow.
is. If you can find a way of doing that as a civilian, I would grab it, because there's a chance you will end up being cured.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I know it's not the same thing, but I know that when we first had our cell phones, and if you were in a moving vehicle like the hotel shuttle van, or between the hotel and the airport and doing things, I could only look at my screen for just a few seconds before I started feeling nauseous or nauseated, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
And then over time, little bit by little, I could do it longer and longer. And then finally, I got to the point where my body went, okay, I'm okay with this. And I'm not going to give you those symptoms or those feelings of being nauseated. And so
Sounds like
kinda,
you did exactly what this guy
Well,
did.
not exactly.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but
Something very similar,
desensitize
though,
yourself
Jeff.
to
Yeah,
it.
very similar, because
Right.
it's that disassociation between the very strong visual input you've got of a stationary object in front of you, your phone, and the fact that all the rest of your sense organs are going, I'm being bounced around at 50 miles an hour in a bus. And
Right.
that conflict is what frequently the body doesn't understand. And when you get into that kind of a situation, its first action is often to vomit away food and prepare you for fight or flight.
Worse to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think iHallboxes says exposure therapy, much like marriage. Okay. Well, we're not going to go into that.
That's another podcast.
Yeah, that's a completely different podcast. But I was also going to say my experience with people that have experienced air sickness. It's that motion factor, and that the difference between what your body is seeing and what it's sensing, and all the other senses. That's definitely a thing. But my position as an assistant flight commander in pilot training, I ended up having to fly with gentlemen that I think they were all gentlemen. No females that I had getting sick, but they were getting close to washed out of this part of their training because they kept getting sick. And I flew with all of them and helped them advance into the next part of their training from T-37s to T-38s by flying smoothly, and that's the motion sickness part of it. But also, I think a big factor is your anxiety, your mental state definitely contributes, I believe, to this feeling of wanting to get sick and that stress, and that performance anxiety, etc. And so I would always, try to calm them down, say, hey, this is what we're going to do. I know you're going to be able to do it. And then also when I flew the airplane, unlike a lot of the instructors that they were flying with were the younger first assignment instructor pilots who thought that being, and we've talked about this before, Captain Nick, they thought they associated with being aggressive in a jet meant like being jerky and inducing that motion sickness, kind of not smooth at all. And I learned from another F4 driver, my flight commander at the time, who flew F4s before he came to the training command. I flew a sortie with him, and I've never flown with anyone that could fly an airplane more smoothly. It was very aggressive, some of the maneuvers we were doing, aerobatics and everything else, but it was super smooth. I really learned a lot from him, a former F4 pilot, and I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to try to be as smooth as I can. And as I said, every single one of the people that were very, very close to being washed out of training because of their air sickness made it through because of two things: being smooth, and also by trying to be calm and chill and saying, being encouraging, etc. So I think that's another factor. And so, Jonathan's air sickness might have something to do with that anxiety and stress.
Oh, I can see that.
We should talk to
yeah.
Dr. Steph, too.
Okay.
Yeah. She'll recommend a shot of something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Neil
tequila, I think.
Neil has a comment. He desensitizes in another area of life.
Oh, Neil Lanhorn, this is why I say after a long holiday, you should come back to work gradually and not all at once. That's good advice.
It is good advice. Or not come back to work at all.
Oh, yeah, well,
That's what the
That
three
would-
of us have done.
yes, that's exactly what we've done.
We're not too anxious.
What is this work thing that to which you refer? Okay, and then Jonathan ends with, lastly, I had an idea for an upcoming show. Wouldn't it be awesome for our retired captains, Nick, Jeff, and Stefan, Stefan, just the way he spelled it, I was pronouncing it differently, to share some of their most interesting and I should have been fired sphincter clenching moments in your careers. We hear your stories now and again, but please dedicate a segment to them next time, the three of you hosting the show. Talons, Douglas, Jonathan
You two
H. and
don't
St.
look
Pel.
too excited about that
Well,
idea.
I don't know. What's the statute of limitations for
Yeah,
bean in trouble for certain sphincter
Let's
clenching
consult
moments?
our legal department.
Yeah, we'll have to
Exactly.
consult with legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that Captain Nick probably has many more than I have of those kind of moments
You
in
can
my
borrow
career.
one of
in our
mine
careers.
if you want.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll work on it. That's a good idea, though, Jonathan. Let's see. P.S. Jeff, if you and the Road Vessel Studio find your way to northern Minnesota in the warm seasons, we have a parking spot at our lakefront cottage for you. Yeah, I'm in a
well,
lakefront
sounds
cottage
nice.
right here, and a parking
that's
spot.
a
right.
nice
Thank you
invitation.
very much for that invitation, Jonathan. Appreciate that. All right.
Moving on.
All right, moving on to this next piece of feedback from, Robert Tucker. No, Robert Thompson, who is presently in Tucker. Well, I don't know if he's there right at this moment, but he resides in Tucker, Georgia, the location of my where I got married. My wedding, actually. Let's see. So, sharing these photos and commentary from my quick trek north last week. And again, he
I
sent
think
this
that's
in
just quite a long time ago.
a while ago.
Right?
Okay. And then he has a couple links to his Facebook page. But let me play the video that he sent from his Facebook.
Yeah, he went up to Anchorage.
Okay, let me.
Went to Anchorage.
Yes, Anchorage. Yes. Okay, let me find it. All right, here we go. All right,
we go.
ready?
Yeah. Oh, trying. Wait a minute. Am I in there? Don't think so. Didn't think so.
Here, I'll do it.
Sorry.
Add to stage. Wait, before presenting a screen. Remove other. For some reason, it thinks that you still have
But I don't.
something. Yeah, I know. I don't see it either. Okay. Ah, there we go.
Okay.
A little glitchy in the
Yeah.
StreamYard here. Okay. And here we go. Here's that video.
Howdy Crew wanted to share some pictures from my little trek up to Anchorage, Alaska. This was, I guess, left Atlanta early Thursday morning, connected through Seattle, but also had an opportunity because it was also a bit of a mileage status run down to LA, and then back up to Seattle and up to Anchorage. And then Friday morning, what Alaska was doing for 4,000 of their frequent flyer miles, you could do this little hangar tour right there by the Anchorage airport. It was really a nice experience. It was three, and one of the three very tenured employees, she had been with the airline 30, 35 years. I think she's almost done every blue-collar job. From flight attendant, she had been in management for a little while, but quite the dedicated crew there at the maintenance facility up in Anchorage. They just had the one MAX in for the day, doing some scheduled maintenance on it, so they were talking about that. Had quite the detailed tour of the plane, and we also went into what they call their stores, and there's a little video coming up here of the machine that they actually use. That machine goes all the way up into the ceiling, so there's a little demo that one of the ladies put on there for us, that those trays of all of the nuts and bolts and different parts that go into all of the different maintenance items, because that hangar, they can put up to 3 planes, every evening, which is when their busiest time is. So that helps them, as I understand it, to sort out all the parts. So that machine that you're looking at goes all the way up into the ceiling, and they can just simply dial in and get whichever group of parts that are ready to go, including an axe there. So it's quite the story, or the little trek up to Alaska. Amazing weather, very nice people, and got back early Saturday morning. So I'm going to do one more video of the other part of it, because there was a lot of hurry up and wait. So I had a lot of time in Anchorage, a lot of basically 747 country, all the freighters coming through there. So I'll also share another video of those, or maybe just the pictures. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Robert. He does such a great job with his videos and photos and everything else, and great audio, by the way. Fascinating stuff. That was an interesting tour of their hangar, the Alaska Airlines hangar in Anchorage, ANC.
Yeah, who would know they had a dinosaur park up there as well?
Okay.
We love you, Captain Nick.
Yeah, we love you, Captain Nick. All right, thank you, Robert. And let's see, we need to go to Evernote again.
You've got about half an hour left, Nick, and then you'll be on your way.
Yeah, that'll be good timing.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on with this piece of feedback from John Falk. Captain Nick and APG 709 is the title of his feedback. Hi, Captain Jeff. Just managed to listen to APG 712, and thank you for featuring my father. The photo you showed, great research to get the photo and video, is of him in Avro 707. Other points, he was known as the pinstripe test pilot, as he flew regularly in his suit, especially at Farnborough. And we're not talking a flight suit. We're talking like a real business suit. Yeah. He moved as he moved between meeting clients in the chalets and flying. Another reason for flying in the suit was that he expected a very well-maintained aircraft, and so expected to not get covered in dust, grease, etc. As Captain Nick said, the Vulcan had a fighter-style control column. Simple reason for requesting this for someone who gained his pilot's license in 1932 and probably did not have a high trust in early ejection seats was that he wanted to make sure he did not leave his knees and legs behind in the event of an ejection. Yeah, good point.
Good point.
I will try and join the show this evening. Of course, I don't know when he sent. This was probably some time
While
ago
ago,
that he
yeah.
sent this back in. Let's see. Kind regards, John Falk. P.S. Part of the reason for the high number of different aircraft types he flew, over 300, I can't
Wow.
imagine, was that he was chief test pilot at Farnborough during the World War II and before World War II, a test pilot at the Air Registration Board. Wow.
Wow.
What a guy.
Definitely,
Yeah.
he would have come across an awful lot of aircraft. Both those wanted to be registered, and of course, Farnborough was the centre of an awful lot of experimental flying in that period. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been a busy chap.
Wow. Very cool.
Alexis has a comment here.
Oh, he says, in a Vulcan, I'd expect to get covered in lava. Oh, Vulcan. Because
Volcano.
Vulcan has something to do with volcanic.
Sort of like volcanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Have another
stretching
beer.
it.
Have another beer, I'll. Okay. Let's move on. Oh, we have another piece of feedback from Robert Thompson. Oh, did I? Yes, I did. I do have this. Okay.
What's the title of this?
The title of his feedback this time is the U.S. becoming Canadian?
You should be so lucky.
I don't think I've heard so much apologizing since my last trip north of the border to Canada. What's going on here, Liz?
I don't know.
So to set it up from Flight Simulator Fantasy, I'm not sure, is that from
X, I think.
X?
Something,
Okay.
I don't know.
On June 28, an ordinary exchange between an American Airlines crew and the Phoenix control tower unexpectedly turned into one of the funniest moments heard on air traffic control frequencies in a long time. After the pilot politely apologized for asking the controller to repeat an instruction, she apologized again moments later, prompting the controller to laugh and respond, "Stop apologizing. You're making it weird." Anyway, so it goes on. Let's listen
So
to
let's
the
hear it.
actual exchange on this video. What do you say? Here we
I'm
go.
ready. And you
Are you?
are.
Yeah, go ahead and let's hit play.
Stop for Envoy 4021, we just switched over, sorry.
It's all good. Envoy 4021, runway 25 left, clear to land, wind 270 at 19er.
25 left, clear to land, sorry about that, Envoy 4021.
You're so apologetic. Stop apologizing. You're making it weird. Southwest 2166, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. 25 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 2166. American 2357, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, line and point. Sorry about that. 25 right, lap away, American 2357, sorry. Skyver 6318, my sincerest apologies. Contact departure.
Contact departure. Thank you very much, Skyver 6318.
Oh, see, he ruined it.
Yeah, he was supposed to say sorry.
1822, cross runway 25 right at Foxtrot 10, turn right on Echo, Delta 10 to the ramp, stay with me.
All right, clear cross 25 right, and Echo, Delta 10, Southwest 1822, we apologize.
We're back, baby. American 2329, cross runway 25 right at Foxtrot 9er, taxi via the north route.
Cross 25 right, Foxtrot down, North Road, American 2329.
Oh,
Southwest
messed it up.
2166, contact departure 119.2.
19.2, couldn't be more sorry.
Oh, I love it. Everybody was having
That was great.
fun with, yeah, and then the one, well, a couple of them in that exchange
Blew it.
because they didn't say sorry or apologize or anything. But so yeah, I guess
They're
for
all
those of
honorary
you,
Canadians.
yeah, I mean the Canadians are known to be very apologetic, always saying they're sorry. I don't know if they mean it, but they say it a lot.
No, it's said in a very
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sorry,
that was
not sorry.
funny.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
great.
good.
Thanks, Robert.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this from Nicholas.
This is
Turo
for you.
Shields. Yes, for me, because the title of his feedback, C-141 Starlifter News Article. Hi, all. Not necessarily feedback, but yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
But I came across an article I thought Jeff might be interested in, given his history flying the Starlifter in the U.S. Air Force. I'm usually not a fan of Business Insider, but this one looks like it's better than most. What? It's a very long. Okay, so we won't. Obviously, we're not going to read the whole thing. We'll have the link to this article in the show notes, but we'll just read a little bit of it. The title of the article from the BusinessInsider.com. Inside a C-141B Starlifter, which is the model I flew. I never flew the A model. The B model is a stretched version. I think 23 feet 4 inches. I don't know why I remember that.
That's a lot.
Thank you. Stretching, and they also added. They took out the star port. The star shot port for the navigator, and instead covered it up with this air refueling receptacle assembly on the top there. So that's the aircraft that I flew, and the photo that Liz is showing in the video shows it in this paint scheme, kind of a green camouflage, and we always called it the lizard because it kind of looked like a lizard. Yeah. The C-141 Starlifter was known as the workhorse of the U.S. Air Force. From the Vietnam War through Operation Iraqi Freedom, the aircraft airdropped troops, evacuated wounded soldiers and prisoners of war, and transported crucial military supplies into combat zones as part of the Air Mobility Command. Now, as an aside here, when I flew it, there was no Air Mobility Command. It was the the Military Airlift Command, MAC. And then they had the Strategic Air Command, the Tactical Air Command, and Air Training Command. Probably leaving out one of the commands there, but pardon?
There's a tractor.
There's a tractor. Oh, yeah, the tractor next door. Tom, our next door neighbor here at the cottage, has fired up his tractor, although I don't think you'll be able to hear it yet, anyway.
So, Jeff, did you have a Mac sack?
I guess you could say that.
Good.
Still do, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a max sack.
Oh, okay. The planes also participated in humanitarian missions, including medical shipments and evacuations following natural disasters such as Hurricane Katrina. Yes, and they also participated in extraction of medical students in Grenada in 1983.
Grenada, that was...
Yes, that was my only exposure to a war-like kind of a situation. I think
war-esque
contingency operation, I think they called it, where I got a chance to see and experience what it's like to be in a situation where all the rules that you have to abide by, during non-war, they just forget it, just get the mission done, do whatever you need to do,
get it done, get her done.
That was kind of refreshing, I think. Anyway, the Air Mobility Command Museum on Dover Air Force Base in Delaware features a C-141B Starlifter open for visitors to explore the cargo bay, cockpit, and crew bunks.
Does that look familiar to you?
That does. That cockpit view looks very familiar. We were talking about this the other day about cockpits and how Boeing cockpits, even in the 747, are very narrow. They don't, creature comforts in the Boeing aren't really a thing. Compared to other aircraft manufacturers' cockpit layouts, like the Airbus has a very generous, wide...
This is Lockheed, yeah.
Lockheed made the Starlifter, and which I flew in a very wide cockpit, and as well as the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, which I flew, which is huge. It's like a living room. So we're looking at the inside. That's the flight engineers panel that Liz is showing in our video, and we'll have again in the show notes. Now that picture that you're showing there is not a C-141. That's a C-17, which kind of took over a lot of the mission.
Maybe they're comparing it at the end.
I think so. Yeah, the article is talking about the kind of the replacement for the C-141.
Right.
And anyway, it was a great airplane. It was the first, airplane assignment or mission assignment that I had out of pilot training when I was in the Air Force, and I flew it for a little over 2 years. I wish that I had been able to fly it longer because I really loved the airplane, and I loved its mission, and I loved the fact that I could travel all over the world, mostly in the Pacific.
Then you wouldn't have gone to Acme, and then you wouldn't have been the airline pilot guy.
No, I still would have. I still would have. I would have avoided having to be an instructor pilot in Columbus, Mississippi, in the T-37 Tweet. Anyway. It could be worse.
You should go to Dover, Delaware, and go to this museum and wander around.
I should, or maybe some of the other former MAC bases where they probably have C-141s to walk around in and reminisce. Yeah. So thank you very much, Nicholas, for sending in that. And again, it's in our show notes if you want to read the entire article. And
we're going to save this one
for
Dr. Steph.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it, I think, for our feedback. At the
Okay.
moment.
Are we close to the
Yeah.
end of the show?
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay. You don't want to do any more of these?
Well, this one, you could do this one if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do Brian's. You can Brian's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
earlier in the show,
Sorry.
we were, and if you watched our previous show, 716, you heard from Passenger Brian. He calls himself when he shows up on the Airline Pilot Guy show.
It used to be Pasadena, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Passenger, Pasadena. My bad. Anyway, Brian Coleman, he lives in Pasadena.
He does.
Coincidentally. Brian Coleman, who is a host of The Journey is the Reward and also Airplane Geeks. He was a producer for that podcast and still part-time host every now and then for the Airplane Geeks podcast. Anyway, he says the title of his feedback is Airline Pilots Rarely Talk to Passengers, but one United captain shows how much loyalty airlines leave on the table. And he said, this made me think of you. Fly safely, Brian. Okay, so this is from viewfromthewing.com. It's a aviation blog. And the title is Airline Pilots Rarely Talk to Passengers, but one United captain shows how much... Oh, no, we just said that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an article written by Gary Leff on July 14, 2026, not long ago. Flight attendants will tell you that they are primarily there for safety. That's true. The government requires them, but it's only half the role. They serve drinks, welcome customers, and they embody the airline. Pilots are there for safety too, but most of the time their relationship with the customer stops at the reinforced cockpit door. When they step out and interact with customers, they're heroes. One United Airlines customer shares how it reinforced
His loyalty.
his loyalty when the pilot came out before departure, explained the weather, and even joked about taking a passenger vote to turn their Washington, D.C. flight into a trip to Hawaii. That was bigger to him than his upgrade. And so he writes, I travel a lot, and I've witnessed United Airlines rapidly improve over the last few years to the #1 spot. I basically fly no one else now. This morning, my first class upgrade was comped. The captain came out and gave a whole talk on the weather before taking a bop, bop, bop. Okay. Guess he was using the lavatory, I'm guessing.
I guess.
Anyway, the article goes on. That was a couple of minutes. The airline didn't pay extra for it, but it delivered real value to the cabin and to everyone each passenger told about it. Interesting sentence. The captain holds tremendous esteem from passengers. I say for passengers, as well as authority. We need to talk with Gary. Come on, Gary.
Or get an editor.
Yeah. As well, a flight attendant or gate agent can give exactly the same delay update, but when the person in command stands in the cabin, looks passengers in the eye, and explains what's going on, somehow customers respect. Wow. Who wrote this darn
I don't
thing?
know.
Did his second grade child?
Customers respect him and.
Yeah, customers respect them and feel respected back. People love that. And then they have several instances of different airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, etc., about people talking about what happens, sometimes happens. Depends on the captain. I think Captain Nick and I will probably talk about this as soon as I finish reading some of these excerpts. An American Airlines captain came all the way into economy during a delay, explained why the inbound aircraft had been late, apologized, took questions, offered drinks on the airline.
Must be Canadian.
Yeah, a Delta. Yes, sorry. A Delta captain addressed passengers, promised to get everyone to Atlanta safely, thanked everyone, made clear that during the flight nobody mattered more to him than the passengers and crew. A Delta passenger watched the captain walk down the aisle handing out handwritten loyalty notes. Another Delta pilot in the discussion said they choose customers throughout the cabin and write notes because it's fun, and invited passengers to visit the cockpit during boarding. Anyway, it goes on. One of the things that they have in this article is a not something you see very often. A pilot can also stand at the boarding door, make a useful PA announcement, and hand a frequent flyer a note. But this one is showing a pilot playing his violin for passengers before a Christmas Day departure. Okay, interesting. I like to take out the grand piano and start playing. Yeah.
Unfold it.
Yeah. So the point of this, of course, is that
It shouldn't be an exception.
it shouldn't be,
is.
but it is. And some pilots are more
Comfortable.
and adept at interacting with passengers than others. I remember several times early on when I was a co-pilot at Delta, where some of these old codger captains would just sit in their captain's seat and not do anything and not make any announcements or whatever. And I'm thinking, I think we owe it to them to explain why we're, 5-10 minutes past our scheduled departure time. We're still sitting at the gate. And I remember this one guy looking over at me and goes, "Ain't my job." I went,
Really? You actually said that?
yeah. And I went, well, okay. So
did you feel you could get up or no?
so I, as I got to be a little bit more experienced and comfortable with doing it, I would sometimes, after an exchange like that, I would say, "Well, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to address the passengers and let them know what's going on." And I usually wouldn't wait for his response. I usually hear him grumble a little bit, but as I'm doing it. But I thought, and then I'd fly with these captains that were my role model that would get up, get out of the cockpit, grab the PA microphone and
start singing.
And well, no.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm the guy that did that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I have. I've
Have
said
you?
sung "Happy Birthday" and all that kind of stuff. If I know
I
that
wish
somebody,
we had a tape of that.
yeah. But anyway, it's he's right. They don't pay me to do that. That's true. I mean, we don't get any more pay for interacting with the passengers. But
Indirectly, you do.
yeah. But I think that it's at least important not necessarily to get up and walk back into the cabin, which I've done several times, especially when we have like mechanical issues or whatever, and we're sitting on the ground, and that's when I really like to go back and roam around and ask anybody if they have any questions about things, or get a little bit more in depth in the discussion of what is happening with the airplane or why we're waiting for this, why we have a ground stop, even though it looks like beautiful weather here, and you're talking to your friend at the destination and it's beautiful weather there, and trying to help them understand why the airspace that we're going to be flying through between those two places is horrible and they can't accept any more airplanes. Anyway, so, but just, in flight, and when you are entering a holding pattern or whatever, I always thought it was important to me, or for me to communicate what is happening to the passengers in the back, because I think a lot of people, it's easy to do. Captain Nick, I'm going to let you go for it because I know you have a lot to say about this too. And
Just before we go to Captain Nick, I have been on one of Captain Jeff's flights, and I have to say there were no delays, there was no weather situation, but you gave a great kind of travelogue of we're now flying over the Blue Ridge Mountains, and down there is Lake whatever, and it was great. It was very informative.
that's one of my favorite lakes.
Pleasant. Lake whatever?
Yeah, Lake whatever.
Not Random Lake?
No, well, Random Lake is up there,
Okay,
but not quite with Lake whatever.
Anyway, sorry, Nick, over to you.
No, I was just writing it down as a show title.
Lake whatever. Travelogue.
Yeah, there are two thoughts there, because you see, when you're driving a Stone Age aeroplane without a decent entertainment system, the passengers do get a bit bored, and I guess you would want to chat to them occasionally and just let them know what's going on. But of course, the one thing my company prided itself on was a top-of-the-range entertainment system. And we were cautioned against making too many announcements, because unless there was a situation which needed explaining properly, or say you had a delay on the ground, you don't just leave the passengers stewing. At least every 10 minutes you pick up, and even if there's nothing to say, you pick it up and go, no, I'm only kidding. You pick it up and you go, Nothing more to report, but we're on top of it. We're working hard to shorten this delay. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, there are time and place for making
Yes.
good, accurate information podcasts. And many a time I did exactly what this captain did. I got out of my chair, because I'm sitting there often on a ground delay doing nothing, because we've got the aircraft fully prepped. And I'll go wander around the cabin and just, you don't have to chat about what the delay is. I can explain it more, or I've usually done in PA. Just go chat to the passengers.
Where are you going?
And
What you doing?
what's more, I'd go right to the bowels of the aeroplane and make sure that the crew down on the back end, and they were actually very grateful, because quite often they'd go, the passengers don't believe us, when we try and explain what's going on. And you coming down and talking to them face to face just makes life so much easier for us. And that's the way I treated it. In other words, I'm helping the whole crew if I can go around and put out any little forest fires, any little complaints that are bubbling up amongst the passengers. And I just think of it for myself. If I'm traveling as a passenger and I'm left completely in the dark as to what's going on and how it will impact on our arrival time at the destination, blah blah, that information is vital. Having said that, there are times when you are fast asleep, or you are during the flight, or you are watching desperately trying to get the end of your movie before the wheels come down and the entertainment system dies. Although by the time I retired, the entertainment system ran until we shut the engines down on the stand.
I know, it kept going. Yeah.
It was incredible. They're trying to finish their movies. The last thing they wanted was some garrulous old git from the front giving them a 5-minute dissertation on his flying career and what a marvelous bloody pilot who was, getting you here safely, etc., etc. They just exactly. There's 1,000 times. So
I don't want to hear that anytime.
You have to be able to hit the happy medium. In other words, be cheerful and to the point, informative and correct. Never lie to them. Just do what you think you would like to hear when you're in their seat. So I love the fact that some people do that. I hate the fact that some people take it too far. It's almost as bad as not saying anything.
Yeah, sometimes worse. But and you make a good point. The type of airplanes that I flew most of my career, and all of my time as a captain, I flew narrow bodies, and every one of these airplanes that I flew did not have the entertainment systems. And so I wasn't interrupting people's movies, and they had, in the modern airplane where you have the moving map displays and everything else, and now you don't need Captain Jeff telling you that, that's Lake whatever.
Yeah, Lake whatever.
Or Rando Lake or whatever over there on your right, because it's like right there on your map, and I don't need to. So it was a different kind of a situation that I was dealing with. I was flying an airplane that none of this was there. Now, I do realize that people have their laptops and their iPads or whatever, watching movies and that kind of thing. And so, I was cognizant of that, and I tried not to be the guy that would go on for, half an hour. And because people, they don't want to hear that much of you, right? So.
Well, you do have a lovely voice, Jeff.
He does.
It really is
I know, and then,
worth listening to.
You should be on a podcast.
I should do a podcast.
Yeah, that's what you should have done with it, yeah.
So just before we wrap up, a couple of comments here that I think deserve to be acknowledged.
Oh, Tim Van Ran says, in a Vulcan, you will live long and prosper.
Oh, very good.
And what else did I see here? Oh, yes, here we go, another Van Ram.
Oh, Tim again, our hero captain on our delayed flight from Chicago O'Hare to San Francisco last week played exterminator. He dispatched a 3-inch centipede found in a passenger seat and walked up the aisle with it in a plastic bag.
What a hero.
Yay, yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That's it.
Above and beyond right there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
It's time to wrap it up.
Captain Nick has a petanque game to get to.
Oh, shoot.
I've got to take the dog to the vet first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Need a
well,
meal,
we have
and then
priorities
get
here.
to Arundel.
Okay. Well, so in our wrap up here, we always first like to point you over to our website, airlinepilotguy.com, where you'll find information about the crew and the community and so much more. Information, more expanded information about each of the plane tales that the old pilot does and produces and publishes and does all that. We have a lot of other things available on our website. You should just go there and check it out. And we're on social media, or what I like to call the social
media.
medias.
I've done this for a while now. If you're a Facebook fan, then when you're in the app, just search out Airline Pilot Guy, all one word. And if you're X, I don't know what your X, an X-parrot, an X? Well, anyway, at APG Crew is our handle there. Instagram, very similar, APG Crew. And YouTube, which is where you can see all the disgusting comments made by us that aren't edited out by Jeff. We're on youtube.com/Airline Pilot Guy.
We are. Yeah, you can see all the comments from these disgusting people that are in our live audience.
What do I hear in the bathroom?
Oh. That's my cue to push that button.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about your bathroom here, and I'm thinking, what is she talking about?
Well, he is here.
Hello. Can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
Thank you.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas. We suggest episode and Plain Tales topics. We plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel.
Jeff?
What?
Do you still have some of that good shampoo from the last place?
I think Liz used it all.
I have some more.
Oh, she has some more. Yeah. Okay. How's your wife, Jean, doing? No?
And Hillel did that live at Oshkosh. Did that little spiel last week.
Yeah.
What, even the giggle?
Well, I did the giggle for him. Or actually,
because he was missing Jeannie.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for telling us all about Slack, and also big thanks and applause for our producer, Liz,
Yay, well done, Liz.
And co-host. Yeah, host today.
Host with the most.
Yeah, at this wonderful cottage here in Owen Sound. And thank you to our live audience, our live chatters. Always great to see them and get their support and comedic relief during the show. And finally, we'd like to say, wishing you all clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care, and God bless.
Cheers, everybody.
See you next time.
Ba-doom.
Ba-doom, boom. There we go.
Yeah. It's a wrap.
Special thanks to you guys for getting up so early, like Tim Van Ram on the West Coast.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Man pads survive without leaving a trace.
Man pads keep cockpits dry. I love that one.
Man pads absorb the threat.
And you got Pan Clipper.
Yep, got that one.
Yep. Garrulous old git.
No, I haven't got that.
That was from your mouth.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
You want to hear any garrulous old git?
Git. Yeah, which I thought was
Talking
nice.
about making PAs.
I don't really have anything else.
Garrulous is G-A-R...
Garrulous. I think it's like garrulous. I don't think
Garrulous. L-O-E. You'll have to look that one up.
You'll figure it out.
Garrulous. Somebody in our live audience will spell it out, I'm sure, if we just give them a few seconds longer and have it all.
I've got Rando Lake. That's very good. Thank you.
Rando Lake.
Yeah, that's good.
Only one of the 3 dogs is awake so far. And the one that is awake, I'm sure we just put to sleep.
Mine is kind of sleepy right now. I think Jeff's working. It's working on him.
Yeah. You are sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of my 3 dogs is awake. Good job.
All right, guys. Captain Nick's got things to do, places to go.
Yep,
And
we'll
thanks
see.
for joining us. So we're going to shut her down. See you
All the
next
best,
week. We'll all
everyone.
be back in our own abodes.
Yeah, and hopefully, as I said earlier, I'll get the one from Oshkosh published today.
That's the plan.
And then I'll start working on editing this one and
It never ends.
probably published on Monday. Oh, I should, yeah, so I'm planning on leaving this wonderful place and wonderful company on
getting
Friday
rid of them,
morning.
Bob.
And I should be back in the Atlanta area sometime Saturday evening and back in my normal routine. So there you
Bye,
go.
everybody.
All right. Thanks
See
for
you
hanging
next
out
time.
with us. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys and girls. Thank you.